Too funny.
This is
Okay, we are
crazy.
live. Woohoo!
Hi,
Oh, hello everybody.
everybody.
We're coming on live. I'm getting
Oh,
my
goodness.
can you see? Can you find us on
I- I'm getting
I,
there. I don't know what is happening with my computer right now. I jumped from one thing to the next thing, and my computer was just like, oh, okay, cool. But so for you guys that are joining, I can't see Mitchell's screen.
but you're gonna
I
go to
can't see Mitchell, but I'm going
Facebook
to
and
Facebook. Yes,
that's gonna be into the world.
that's gonna be it. Um, do. Just give me a second. Oh my goodness, this is
Woohoo!
crazy.
So when I'm hitting the little thumbs up button, Norm made it. So when I'm hitting the thumbs up button, it's registering. So that's me registering. Hey,
Hey.
hey, Norm, you made it.
Um,
So our card for the evening is the star card,
oh, I like it. And it's so funny. That was my card for that I pulled this morning for the week.
and I'm using a thick, slippery deck, the Modern Witch
Tell me
Tarot.
more.
I never used this one because I was going to do like an unboxing. We're glad
Which
you're
one is
here,
it?
Norm, and you made it. I was going to do an unboxing. I'm like, okay, my live stuff and unboxings is so hit and miss. I'm not one of those people that does it so regularly. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to open this deck up, and I was very surprised that it was a very glossy deck. I thought it was going to be matte, like
Uh-huh.
Chris Ann, and what's the other one that I love so much? Um, Not modern. This is Modern Witch.
Modern
What's
Witch.
what's the other one that has a lot of melanated? Was it melanated? This might
Mm,
hurt. This might hurt.
this might hurt.
I thought it
Yes.
was going to be that kind of texture and stuff like this, but that's a thick deck, and the
It's a
cards
thick deck.
and the cards are slippery, very glossy.
I love the Modern Witch so
It is.
much.
I've seen it, but I've never read with it, so I'm excited to read with it for the first time. So, so if you're out there watching us live, and if by live we mean 7:05 Eastern Standard PM on
Mm-hmm.
Monday, July 25th, 2020, 2022, then let us know where you're watching from if you want to. You don't have to. Norm, you can let everybody know where you're watching from. I know where you're watching from. You're close to me. So V is.
I know. I am
I love it.
catching up. Sorry, I moving from one thing to the next. Moving from one thing
Woo.
to the next.
So there's a
Oh,
couple of y'all watching this. Go ahead.
I am oops. I am reading with Jamie Sawyer has a new deck. And I think it's called the Rider Waite Redux. And so what she did was she redid the entire Rider Waite. And so
Just cause she can.
just because it's Jamie, just because she can. And so this is what the Knight of Wands. So it's literally the Rider Waite, but she's got like if you guys can see, it's kind of there's like this mandala that's in the back of the card. Let's see if I can get
Wow.
my light on there. And it's just the background is a little bit different. I'm just trying to get my some light in here.
So I'm not the biggest fan of borderless. Um,
Okay,
is,
it is borderless, yes.
is that the final, or are there going to be some borders? Jamie, if you're listening, borders. Um,
I don't think so. I think it's gonna stay borderless.
okay. I don't
Yeah,
dislike them. I don't think I've ever bought a borderless deck.
yeah. So
I prefer my decks uncut. Oh,
Ba-dum-dum-ching.
right?
So,
Just always been my
um,
thing.
I love it. I honestly do. It's something to get used to because there are no words. So I'm used to seeing like Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, or whatever the case may be.
Oh,
And so not seeing that, I'm like, yeah, I know the card, and it's just me describing what it is without actually seeing the word on the deck.
yeah.
So, but no, I love it.
Hey V, can you hear my voice pretty good?
Yep, I can hear
Okay.
you.
Norman, it could just be like how we're connected. Because I'm assuming you can probably hear V pretty well, but I'm a little bit low. So maybe try up in the volume a little bit, but then if hers is too loud, then it is something with me. I will say this, I do not recommend it, but if your ear pods ever do go through the laundry, they do continue to work. So that could be, but no one, this is the first person that
Oh
said
my.
something. You're normally the first person that said something about my volume or whatever. And I've talked on the phone. I've had clients and stuff like that. But this little case is sealed just enough, and it's halfway through the dryer. And I woke up Saturday morning. I'm looking around like, where are my earbuds? And I went, oh, crap, because that
Oh
cute little, that tiny little itty bitty pocket right at your hip that
yes.
men
Yep.
don't know what to do with, but women always
Yep.
do. The other
Mhm.
day, because
Mhm.
I have some pants that are like they have like short pockets or something, and my ear
Mhm.
pods would like I get up from a Starbucks chair and they'd be sitting in the chair, or I get up from laying down from a nap and they're like it'd fall out of my pocket, and I was like,
Yep.
if I lose these, if I didn't know they were there. So I thought, oh my gosh, this is great. I'll put it in this pocket. I do remember thinking, oh, I hope I don't forget them. They're in there. And I was like, well, I'll just get them out, not thinking I'm going to wash them. So
Mhm.
sure
You watched
enough,
them.
I washed them. And I opened it up and I was like, okay, if I got to buy a new pair, I'll buy a new pair. But if I don't, please, Archangel Michael, let them work.
Let me ask you this about yours. Are they the new ones? Are they the AirPod Pro or Pro?
No,
However, no.
they're the,
See, the originals, right?
the original cheapies. Yeah.
I have the Pro and they're too long. And
I thought the
trying
Pro were
to,
short.
no, you're right. They're too short. That's what it
Okay.
is. That's the problem. And so trying to adjust it, as soon as you touch something, everything stops, the music, whatever. So it's just like, I can't keep my hands off of them
Yeah.
because they're, and I just stopped using them because I was just like, this is too frustrating.
Yeah.
So I went
These,
back to the cord.
yeah, these are definitely longer than the newer ones. I like them. I like them. I mean,
Yes.
I don't talk. I don't put a phone up to my ear ever. If somebody calls me, I'm reaching for the buds and I'm putting them in. If I miss their call, I'll call them back.
Got it.
Hey, Trish the Dish, what's
Hey.
up? Oh my goodness! Well, welcome everybody.
Hey,
It
y'all.
is
Hey.
7:11, and we'll be doing some readings shortly. But we're just chit chatting right now. So if you
Yup.
are
Yup.
joining us, you can see Norm put in that he's from Orange City, Florida, from listening from his lazy boy recliner. If you want to let us know
Nice.
where in the world, where in the world you're watching from, you can post it, but don't feel pressure. We don't want you to feel any kind of pressure. And I think I showed this earlier, but I'm going to be reading from the Modern Witch Tarot deck tonight. It's a thick, slippery deck. Hey, Brenda
I love it. Hey, Brenda.
and V, you're
And
reading from.
I am reading from Jamie Sawyer's Rider Waite Redux. This was a prototype, but I think she is going to create them to have in her shop. It's just her spin. She redrew all of the Rider Waite because it's Jamie and we love her. But she put a little spin on the back with some mandalas like in the background. Um, and it's borderless. So, yeah. And also there are there's a little more diversity in it. So we have some people of different skin tones than the original Rider Waite. So, can't be mad at that.
Nice, nice. Yay, Brenda, you're right across the street. Trish is in the shower. I love it.
Hey!
Yay, Trish. If we were bringing people on, we'd bring you on right now while you're in the
I,
shower.
right now.
Right now, from the neck up.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh, so you know what? Be what you anything. What's been happening in your life? I'll talk about what you got going on at the end. But anything? What's been going on? What's
Um,
been going on, and then we'll talk about what you got going on.
I have been deep in the creation process of a group offering. So I'll talk about it at the end, but that's where I've been. And um, This is the last month of my certification of learning information. I know I've been talking about it, so it was a year long, so I have 4 more months to complete the rest of my homework. But this is actually the last month of learning, and I feel like I have learned so much in this certification. Like, if I can just show you, I don't know if I've shown you guys. These are, so the workbooks that we work through are called spell books, and we have four
Ooh,
of them ugh, for each course. So literally, all of the courses
wow,
that I've taken, like these are the spell books, and
wow.
these are just two of um of the four for each course. So it's so much information. I love it so much. Like I said, the classes that I took were I'm in biology of manifestation right now. So it's learning about the energy centers and how we can have coherence or incoherence with our energy for each of the seven energy centers in order for us to manifest. How we, can align those energy centers so that we're working all on one accord, all the way from the root to the crown to actually bring something into the world. Love it, love it. I did pleasurable sexploration, so learning about change through pleasure versus always being through pain, and embodiment and all that kind of good stuff. Um, Chrono mapping has some hypnotherapy, doing some past life regression, doing some future life casting, and then Akasha Field Guide. So, learning more about those energy centers and how to expand our toroidal flow and our energy field to be able to pick up different energetic information from either tangible or intangible sources. So, it's been a wild ride of information, and I am so
Wow.
excited to be able to use this stuff in my readings and my coaching. So, yeah, that's where I've
Nice.
been and what I've been doing.
And what academy is this through? Is this Lisa and
No, this is
oh
actually the Taboo Institute of Magic and Mastery.
oh
And it's kind of like a Hogwarts. It really is
because
how it's all set up.
that's some serious curriculum.
Yes. Yeah, and those are just the four modules that they have actually 12
Oh,
different
okay.
modules, 12 different classes that you can take, three for each of the realms, which is basically like mind, body, the mental, the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual. And so there's three different classes that you can choose from in each of those. So yeah.
That's neat.
So
Very
yeah,
neat. I have to look into that.
Yes, Taboo Institute of Magic and Mastery. So
Taboo.
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 Yes, it's a blend of the taboo, the woo, and the YOU.
Woo, taboo. Hey,
Yes.
Lisa.
Hey Lisa.
So I've been clicking along like usual.
Hmm.
Really a year of finding balance, being intentional with, my postings and advertising. Took a few little pullbacks, and it's interesting because, I pulled back on some things and places and stuff, which most people probably wouldn't even realize it, but it didn't affect what the end result at the end of the month financially and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. I just am less stressed, and then really focus on connecting with people more,
Mm,
like for coffee, for
mm.
bowling,
Yes.
for dinner. Fabian and I can get into habits of just work, 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 come home, have dinner, watch TV, do whatever we need to do with our second jobs, and then we're in bed by 9:15. We're up at 5 in the morning because we're early risers. So yeah, so it's really been good. So because I think the social aspect of my life, of my dimensions of wellness, was the one place where I was lacking a little bit. So yeah, it's been a fun year. Again, it's a temperance year for me, so I'm finding that balance and harmony.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and we're in
Mm.
Leo season officially. Come on, we got a new moon coming up on Thursday. We got all kinds of other stuff going on. So
Yeah.
bring your torches and let's do some change.
The crazy part for me is that Leo season. So Leo rules my 12th house. And so I am just want to be reclusive and just kind of fall back and take care of self. It's crazy. It's
Mm,
the end of my chart and I'm noticing it as soon as Leo season hit. I don't want to say my energy went down, but it was more of a rest type of feeling and wanting to um pull away a little bit and just kind of read and just restore. And it's funny because when Virgo season hits, I'm like, it's time to go. Let's go. Let's get it done. I'm organized. I'm ready. And it's funny because it always coincided with like the beginning of school, and the beginning of, getting ready when I was a speech therapist of getting ready for school to start. And I was so organized at the beginning of the year because it hit right in Virgo season. And then after a couple months, it usually tapered off. But I'm going to
wow.
be like a bat out of the gate when Virgo season hits. But Leo season is like rejuvenating. It's having the party internally. So,
Yeah. I don't know what's in my 12th house. I have to look that up. Is that,
hmm
will it say that in the app?
yeah,
Will it tell
yep.
me?
Well,
So,
if you look at your zodiac and just see what house Leo rules
so let's see.
or your chart.
So my rising is in Leo.
Oh, okay. So that's your first house.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah. So and then yeah, my sun is Pisces, Capricorn in my fifth
hmm
house,
Same.
Aries eighth house, Aquarius six, Aries eight,
Yep.
Gemini 10,
Yep.
Pisces seventh, Virgo first,
hmm
Scorpio third, Virgo first, Taurus 10th. And that's my north node is 28 degrees, 47 Taurus in the 10th.
Wait. So Virgo's your first house?
Let's see, Pluto. Okay, let's see, Uranus 17 degrees, 19 minutes, Virgo in the first house. So that's Uranus in the first house. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I'm just talking about the sign. So Virgo's in your first house, but then Leo is your rising? Because your rising usually starts your first house.
Hmm. So rising sign is 27 degrees, 20 minutes, Leo.
Okay.
Pisces is in the eighth, Capricorn in fifth. Moon is in Capricorn in fifth.
Well, yeah, Capricorn
Mercury,
like me in fifth. Yeah.
Mercury, Aries in the eighth. And Mars, Aries in the eighth. What's going on
Huh.
there? Venus, Aquarius in the sixth.
Okay.
Jupiter, Gemini in the 10th. Saturn,
Mm-hmm.
Pisces in the seventh, and I'm sun sign Pisces. I
Same
don't, I
Pisces and
don't,
seven.
don't know what all this means. Uranus is Virgo in the first.
Yeah. Okay.
So Neptune's
Interesting.
Scorpio in the third. Pluto, Virgo in the first. Taurus in the
I wonder if
10th.
they're doing whole signs because it's interesting because what you're naming is exactly how my chart is set up as well. Having first house Virgo, but my Virgo was like 0 degrees, like first
Mm,
house. So it's interesting. I want to look after this. I want to look at your chart and it's just and look at it because it's so everything that you named is like what I have going on.
too
But so,
funny.
how does your energy feel right now?
I'm good. I feel good. I mean,
hmm
yeah. I'm at work, out front, ready to go, feeling strong. The last, um, yeah, cancer was like a blah,
Cancer, cancer,
blah, blah,
baby.
blah.
Let me tell you, it cancered, honey. Uh,
So Carol, that was Celeste. Is the app? Um, it's just yeah. I'm trying to yeah. Celeste, Celeste. That's the Apple Store, and I just program it in. It also gives me like a paragraph of each of those. You're gonna get there. So what do you? Yeah, I'm missing a. Yeah, okay. So I said yes. Yeah, so it's the Celeste app. All right, cool. Woo! So we can all hook up. What's going on? Oh, moving to Taos, New Mexico in about 2 weeks. Woohoo! You're welcome, Carol, Lisa. All right, so let's do some reading. So, if you had a reading with us 2 weeks ago, maybe put your finger above the button, but don't press it yet, and maybe wait just about a minute. But if you've not had a reading, 2 weeks ago or beyond, to give us permission,
Mhm.
what you'll need to do is type the word me, M-E, which is basically say, I'm raising my hand, me, give me a reading. So type the word me, and then we'll take the first 8. Um, Lisa, I bet you it's in Android too, because it's probably a big popular one. So speaking of Lisa, I got Lisa's number 1, Brenda number 2,
Trisha number 3.
Trisha number 3.
Hello, Mara.
Hey, Mara.
Carol number 4.
Carol.
Chess number 5.
Chess number 5. All right, we got 6, 7, 8. I know there's at least 13 of y'all watching, but you don't listen. If you just want to be a fly on the wall, it's okay. Here's what you do.
Mhm.
Once we get all 8, then you can just pick one of those numbers, 1 through 8, and piggyback on the reading with them. Because I'm going to be piggybacking on 1. So after Chess, we got Erica.
Yep. And then
Erica,
Marie.
Erica number 6, Marie number 7.
Mhm.
We got room for one more. Who's it going to
One
be?
more. One more.
Oh, Deanne, I didn't see. Oh, you're right, Deanne. There you are. So, Deanne, you're number 8.
Woohoo!
We're done. And scene. Thank
And
you. Thank you
scene.
for pointing that out. So let me go back over them. So Lisa number 1, Brenda number 2, Trisha number 3, Carol number 4, Chess number 5. Sorry, I couldn't
Ooh,
mute it.
ooh, bless you. Bless you. Oh my goodness.
Number 5, Erica number 6, Marie number 7, Deanne number 8, and I'm going to piggyback on number 8 as well. So the reading will be for you, Deanne, but I'll piggyback. V, what you piggybacking on?
Number 3.
Number 3, V. All right. Very nice. So thank you for the bless me. All right. So like I said, I am reading from the Modern Witch Tarot, which is gorgeous. It's a slippery, thick deck. So
Don't you
Lisa, what?
don't you love the smell of it, or is it just me?
Oh my God. Yes, oh my gosh, you're right. Oh,
Right?
it's better than a new book. Oh, and it's so funny. All the cards like flew up, face up. There's a lot of turquoise in this deck.
Mm-hmm.
And the backs of the deck are turquoise. Here's the back of the deck. Gorgeous. I think I might have cut my nose.
Oh no.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
okay. All right, so Lisa is number 1. If you're watching in the archives or you're going to piggyback, then piggyback on number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. All right, so Lisa, number 1. V will go first, as always. It's just how we roll. Oh, by the way, I have to say, I listened to, oh my gosh, Slinging Them Cards, Melissa Sonova,
Yes.
Hillary, and Jamie Elford.
Yes.
People, if you want a cool podcast, what's it called? Card Slingers?
Card
No,
slingers. Yep.
Card Slingers. Oh my
Yep.
gosh! First of all,
They're
if
hilarious.
the F word bothers you, don't listen,
Mm-mm.
because Melissa has no filter. She's triple Sag. She always talks about that. But this was about becoming a beginning reader, and I loved this episode. And one of the things that I really appreciated, and I'll say this because, V and I both do this professionally. I have a
Mm-hmm.
full-time career. V, you are doing this quote unquote full-time. They
Mm-hmm.
talked about, here are people that they're all published authors, and they don't make all their money just doing readings. They're making it with
Right.
the books and with classes and stuff. So
Yep.
to do it full time, it's work and it's a lot. And Melissa, of course, had a few fun things to say about anybody who claims they do it full time. They may not be telling the truth. or
That part.
or because they both did elaborate on how each of them do have like a significant other,
Mm-hmm.
that income is like a main or base income in the family, which is very interesting. So, but I do
Yeah.
believe you can make a full-time living at it. It is, you'll be working like a good bit, you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so right?
Oh yes, because I have my own business of reading, but then I also contract to the Boston Tea Room as a reader. So
Yeah.
reading is what I'm doing. So I'm opening up for coaching. So I don't have a book just yet, and things just yet, but they're coming.
Yes,
They're
I know they
coming.
are. I was going to say that to you tonight. You're going to get a book deal soon. I can feel it.
Yep. Because
And I
now I
know
know what to write
exactly
about.
what it's. I was going to say I know exactly what it's going to be about. You didn't tell me, but in my mind, I know what it's going to be about.
Ooh, we gotta talk about that.
It has a
Ah,
little bit. It has a little bit to do with about like creating your persona and your branding and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot. There's got to be that in there. If there's not, there better be at
okay.
least a whole chapter. So back to Lisa. Back to Lisa.
All right. So this is
How
for
to
Lisa and the
carve your
number
way into this
ones.
world.
So Lisa and the number ones, I have this wonderful two of pentacles here, and I'll make sure I'm centered because I can't really see my screen for real. So this two of pentacles here, this is talking about balance, you know. So right now it feels like you're juggling a lot of things, and it feels as though, you know, if you were to stop moving, things would just fall and crash, you know. What this is saying is number one, if you need help, begin to ask for it. Ask for your load to be lightened. Okay. Also, if you've been going back and forth with something, especially something emotionally, ask yourself, how is it going to pay off in the end? We have these pentacles. We're talking about money. We're talking about investment. And if you've been going back and forth with should I not, ask yourself, how is this going to be prove to be an investment in the end for something greater? Okay. Um, yeah. And if there's a possibility of merging some things, sometimes we can have like uh this situation or this piece and this piece and this piece, and we think that they're all different, but it's like if I can merge some of these things together, the load won't be as heavy or so chaotic. Okay, so we're looking at merging, we're looking at decision making, and is the investment going to pay off in the end, and then also asking for help. Okay, so I hope that resonates with you.
Boom, summed it up. And for me, we've got the Six of Cups. Oh
Mm.
gosh, I just again love this deck. So I love that this is like not only ask for help, but I feel like you're going to be given the help. You just need to accept it.
Ooh.
I feel like this little one is like, I don't know if I should take this from this person. It's
Mhm.
a cup full of flowers. Take it. And this is also very much about things and people and stuff from your past. So accept the return of things and people and situations from your past that resonate well with you. Not the bad poo poo crap from the past, but the good fun stuff. The things that, especially when someone comes to you and they're like, "It's good to see you," versus "Where the heck have you been? Why haven't you called me?" I love those friends that when they see me, we're like, let's catch up, rather than you
Mhm.
never call me. Why don't you? I'm like, the phone works both ways. Set up an
Both
appointment.
ways.
I'll be there. I'm very responsible. So I feel like so really embrace those who are like so glad to see you, and they're happy that you're doing well, and they want to support you with the juggling, with the gifts, with the help that V was talking about. So Lisa, I hope that made some sense for you.
Y'all, y'all.
And anybody else, number ones. All right, moving on to number twos, Brenda.
Brenda. All right. So Brenda and all of the number twos. Queen of Pentacles. Yay,
Yes.
yay. All right. So the Queen of Pentacles here is talking about stability, security, safety, things that you can create for yourself. Okay. There's this tangibility in this coin right now. So I don't know if you're doing some work with money, rebudgeting things, looking at the family resources, but it's saying that you have all of this on tap and on deck. Like you've done the mental work behind it. And so now you're in this planning phase to make things physical. Okay. This also makes me feel as though I don't know if you're um, going to be either spending some money to buy something big, like you've been holding off, but now it's like you have the coin to do it, and for whatever reason, it feels like an appliance. Um, oh, a big move. Okay. Okay. Yes. Um, And so this is talking about, you having a hold on the finances and this element of security and feeling confident about this move and what it's going to entail for you and your family. So sit in this confidence, know that you are making the right decisions, know that more financial resources are coming in to support you and to help you. Just keep wearing your crown. Don't dip your head. You're doing what needs to be done. Okay? So,
And then Brenda, from me, Two of Cups, and also, make sure that you're, again, I'm going to say asking for help, but also make sure there's an equal exchange of things. Um, you said there's a big move, so make sure,
mhm,
if you are selling items, selling a home, make sure there's a good exchange of, money, resources, time, energy. Um, this is a little bit of value yourself, but it's more of, I'm going to be blunt here because this is from spirit. It's just like, this is just logical. This is just like, don't cut yourself short. It's not even about
mhm,
worth. It's just like convenience or something. But yeah, and this is funny too. It's okay if you barter a little bit. Like, hey, you help me move, I'll buy you pizza for lunch. It's something odd like that. But just again, make sure that you're accepting some of the help. Equal exchange of energy. I just keep seeing equal exchange of
mhm.
energy, especially from emotional place. So you sold your vehicle to pay for this. Oh, okay,
Yep.
cool, cool. Yeah. So and again, when you ask for help, make sure you're equally quote unquote paying them back, or that equal exchange of energy is there.
Mhm.
Interesting, especially there's a lot from the heart in this one. This Two of Cups, very much heart stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Brenda. Hope that made some sense. And anybody else who is tagging along with the number twos, we're going to move on to number threes, which is Trisha, and also V's piggybacking.
All right, Trisha, the number threes. And for me, what's coming up for us? Sliding out of the deck here. Oh, uh-huh. Yep. All right. We ain't gonna like to hear it, but we here to hear it. Eight of Swords. It's time for you to get out of your head. The prison that you're finding yourself in is a mental one. Okay. This is about changing and switching perspectives. This is about seeing another side of or creating a different reality um, in order for you to move. Eights are about movement. This is about moving your thoughts in order to move yourself physically. All right. Once again, none of these bandages that she's wrapped up in are tight. If she just gives a wiggle, some of that those things will fall. She's able to take the blindfold off and run and do whatever she needs to do. But the thing is, as long as she believes that she can't, she won't. Okay. So as long as you believe that you can't, you won't. So give your brain some shake, give your brain some wiggle, give it some time to play on the other side that creates expansion, not just constriction. Okay. Um, and hmm, there was something else that I was going to say with this card. Oh, I also like to add when you say that I haven't done or I can't do, those are very stop point statements. To switch the perspective is adding one small word. I haven't done yet. I can't do it yet. Yet opens it up and allows for something else to happen. But when we stop it right at that point, our mind says, I can't do it. That's the end. We're not going to do it. But just adding that little shift of yet, it takes the period off the sentence and just kind of allows for more to kind of happen. Okay. So allow for the wiggle of your brain into imagination, you know, to give you the key or the roadmap for what comes next. Okay. So hope that resonates. I know it does for
Yeah,
me.
beautiful. And for me, and for me, Five of Pentacles. Keep on moving. Keep on trucking. Do
Mm-hmm.
not stop. And that is not something I normally say with this card, but because it's a deck I'm not familiar with, these people are not stopping to wait for anything. Typically, they're kind of like frozen in time in front of the stained glass windows, but these people are
Mm-hmm.
moving. They're continuing to move. And it's so funny because I kind of almost have to do like this image of like walk, 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 look up at the stained glass and keep going. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, this is where I am. Road sign, keep going. Road sign, keep going. Because
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes the Five of Pentacles can be a lack of abundance, not having what you need, out in the cold, destitute. But it's literally like, nope, it's just a point. It's a reference point to keep going. Because next is the Six of Coins, which is someone's offering you the help and bringing balance back in. Taurus
Yes.
energy, love, 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 the finer things in
Mm-hmm.
life. You're going to get them because next is Seven of Coins, which is abundance. Eight of Coins, lots of work. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just a point of reference. Oh, I'm on the right path. Let's keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Because number 5 is that tipping point. So there you go,
Yep.
Trish and V.
Thank you. Yes, yes.
Woo! All right, Carol is next.
All right. Carol and the
BDE,
number fours. Listen, we do the BDE.
big
You're
deck
welcome,
energy.
Trisha. All right. Carol and the
BSDE,
number
big slippery
fours.
deck energy.
I can't.
You're welcome.
All right, Carol, and the number fours. Here we have the Six of Swords. So once again, this is also about moving. Um, and this is swords are talking about communication, talking about mental efforts, your thoughts. And this is moving away from anything that can be considered, unbalanced or toxic or that wants to try to keep you stuck. Okay, you're being guided away from something. This makes me also feel like something isn't working out for you, but you keep trying to retool it or rework it in your mind so that it does work. This is saying stop trying to retool it. It's not supposed to work. It wants you to move away from the idea because there's something better. Unfortunately, we don't know what that better is, but it's about you taking that risk and stop trying to knock down a door that's not opening for you. Okay. You're being guided away from it for a purpose. Trust it, trust yourself, and recognize that you get to create on the other side of. Okay. This is also that card of imagination, and um, daydreaming and giving yourself that time to get out of worry and into, well, what could potentially happen that is good in this situation and focus on that because that's what's going to move the boat and that's going to get you to that new place. Okay. Don't allow yourself to stay stuck in water that is choppy. Go for the placid. There's more there for you.
All right, and Carol, from me, oh, Two of Swords. So both of these cards are swords. They're thought, logic, reason. It's all
Mm-hmm.
mental stuff. There's water in both of these. There's a woman in both of these. I don't know if yours had a moon on it or not, but this card is often making a decision. And because they are blindfolded, the decision is often not left up to what you can see, but what you know to be a fact and to be true. There's that crescent of a moon. What do we got coming up this Thursday? It's a new moon.
New moon.
Great time to plant a seed. So maybe this is the time you make the decision to help with all the things V was talking about. You plant that seed and watch things grow with the next 14 days from this full moon in Leo, which is fierce energy, fiery,
Mm-hmm.
transformative, just very powerful energy. And I love that she's really sitting in a very kind of relaxed position. Typically, I don't know that the Two of Swords has their legs crossed like this, but it's almost a little bit of a cockiness, like, okay, yep, I'm waiting for the time to strike. Okay, blindfold off, swords down, let's go. I've made the
Mm-hmm.
decision. Let's go. So yeah. So I don't feel like the decision is that difficult. But and you know what? Sometimes when your decision is fish or chicken, I mean, it's not that big a deal, And sometimes that's harder than you know flying to the moon or going to Argentina. It's like, okay, those are big decisions, but
Yeah.
it's like fish or chicken is small. Sometimes it's easier to make a decision when it's grand versus when it's just something subtle. So yeah, so I think it's easy to make the decision, and I think it's not a big one but more of a subtle one that takes a little bit more creativity and imagination.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that made some sense, Carol, and number fours.
Yes.
All right, chess number fives, we're going on.
All right, chess and the number fives. This one is for you. For
Uh-oh.
you.
We got jumpers.
No, just a flips overs. All right, more swords. Swords tonight, big time. So here's the three of swords. So chess, I don't know if there has been a disagreement as of late between you and a loved one or you and a family member. But this is talking about, being in this healing space, allowing yourself to grieve whatever you thought was going a right way, to find out something different is actually happening. Okay. When we have these three of swords, there seems that there's some interference in some way, something that's gotten in the way of an original thought, original situation, something that you love or keep to heart. Okay. So what comes after the three is the four, which is rejuvenation and rest. All right. So this is recognizing where you are emotionally, if you are sad, if you are upset, if you are angry, learning how to communicate, what the issue is, but it's also going to make way for your sense of healing after. Keeping it to yourself, it's kind of like stabbing yourself at the same time. Okay. We don't need any more hearts. I'm sorry, we don't need any more swords in the heart. So vocalize what may be causing you heartache or stress because that lends into the space of healing. Okay.
And then chess from me. Oh, the death card. So yes, so
Mm-hmm.
get ready for some rebirth. The death card is about endings. It is ruled by Scorpio, Pluto, which is death and rebirth. So
Mm-hmm.
this is bringing things to a close. And I got to be honest with you, I'm feeling a little more forced. So not in your control. And I'm hearing from spirits coming in loud and clear in this one. I'm hearing it's probably going to serve you better to come to grips with whatever has come to a completion sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
Grieve it, mourn it, in your own time and way and shape and form. Don't let anybody else tell you how to do it, but whether that lasts an hour, a day, a month, but work through it sooner than taking longer. Don't
Mm-hmm.
rush, but don't dwell on it either.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like I want to say, don't hold out hope here, whatever it is. Because I just keep seeing you rising up even better than before. And I really feel like whatever it is will, in the long run, you'll be able to look back and go, "Wow,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty freaking resilient after that kind of that change and that shift." So yeah, so okay. Hope that made some sense, Chess. Hope it
Yes.
wasn't, and I hope it wasn't too daunting, but I hope it was more confirming, and
Mm-hmm.
confirmation of what's going on. So, all right, we're going to Erica, number 6.
All right, Erica, and the number six
Ooh,
is.
the Knight of Swords came flying out. So
Oh.
those swords are wanting to jump out tonight.
All right, Erica. And the number six is here we got the Hermit card. And I love it because there's a little star in his lantern. And so, with that being said, I feel like you've been doing a lot of internal work, looking for your own sense of enlightenment, looking for your own, taking some time out for your own rejuvenation, because that's what the star is all about, that hope, that optimism, that wanting to start over in some way. But it's you choosing to go into that space to find those answers for yourself and then being able to bring that enlightenment topside when you're ready. All right. If you've been in this space of isolation, um, it might be time to come out, you know, and shine your light and allow people to see you in a different way, allow you to begin to live in a different way. If you are feeling too overloaded, and you're like, I just need a reset, then it might be time for you to go into this hermit space. Okay. But all of that to say is you have everything that you need and it's already inside of you. You don't have to seek outside of you for the answers. It's just about getting quiet, going within, and allowing that energy and that information to allow for the change that you're looking for. Okay.
And then Erica from me, Knight of Pentacles. Um, I almost feel like I'm contradicting you, V, but I don't remember
Mm-hmm.
what you said on what I'm
It's
about to
okay.
say.
Yeah.
Go slowly. Definitely take step forward, but do it slowly. Even the horse is kind of like, I'm gonna take my time here.
Mm-hmm.
The horse is not confused. The horse is cautious, and it's funny because I feel like the rider is almost a little preoccupied with the pentacle. So it's almost
Mhm.
like it, I'm laughing because it's like me cracking an egg. I don't do it often, so I come at the egg very carefully because I don't want to get shells in there. And I'm literally like, okay, let me set up the bowl, let me hold the bowl. It's like it's like I'm taking my time. Like once I crack it, then I'm like, okay, if I push my thumb in too hard, it's gonna, So it's like because I don't do this often, I'm very conscious and I take slow, steady steps. So I feel like
Mhm.
that's what's going on here. Slow, steady steps, but they are steps and they are moving forward. Like
Mhm.
I said, I feel like the horse is even, ready to go, but there's a cautiousness there as well. So slow, steady, cautious steps forward. Continue moving forward.
I
Go for
wanted
it.
to add to that because that you what you just said just opened something too. The him being preoccupied or them being preoccupied with the coin, and that's kind of like the destination, what you're trying to get to. But the horse is just like, hey, let's focus on the journey because there's things that we're going to learn, things that we're going to see along the way. So I'm going to take it slow. But it feels like the person is just like, but this is where we got to get to. This is the thing that we're
Yeah.
going after. So we have to hurry up. Horse is like, nah. I'm gonna go ahead and try at a pace where you can pay attention also to what's going on.
Yeah. And think about if you're in a boat and you're slowly going toward your destination on an ocean, you can't see your destination because of the curve. If
Hmm.
you're on land, there's probably mountains and forests and trees, so you really can't even see your destination. You're just relying on your GPS knowing that it's
Yeah.
out there. So
Hmm.
it's okay to just keep taking the steps because you're going at a pace that when you finally do see the promised land, you'll be like, okay, there it is. Now I can
Yep.
lock and load and continue going, at a good pace to get there.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
yeah, there was a lot in that one, Erica. There was a lot in that one.
Yeah.
Because anytime we both come back with extra, you know, we don't. We neither one of us does it to stroke our own ego, but when we do, it's because we're being pushed. We're being
Yep.
pushed by spirit. Because we're usually like, okay, I'm done, and then
Yep.
spirit's like, okay, you need to say something else.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
Marie, we're coming at all the number sevens next. Marie and the number sevens.
Marie. And you're number 7 too, right?
Eight. I'm a
Oh,
Deanne.
you're 8. Okay. All right. So Marie and the number 7s. Yes,
Yes,
Linda.
Linda.
Slow and steady.
Yes, Linda. 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 On
All
TikTok,
right.
they have that. On TikTok they have that young person grown up now, and you're like, well, damn. Remember that "Leave Britney Alone"
Yes.
person? Whatever. Leave Britney alone. They grew up, and you're like, oh, damn. Look at you. You're grown up.
Right?
Anyway, go Marie.
All right. Marie, number 7s. Here we have the 8 of Pentacles. All
Ooh.
right. So this 8 of Pentacles is talking about so a song, two songs popped into my head. First is Move Ease on down the road by from the Wiz.
Come on,
And then but
Diana
I was
Ross and Michael
actually
Jackson.
but I was initially thinking about moving on up the Jeffersons. So
Oh,
there's
Weezy.
like two things happening in my brain right now. So what this is saying is that there is this sense of elevation, moving past the apprentice stage and having this sense of promotion in some way, shape, or form. This can be an internal work that you've been doing and hitting that next level. This can be a professional thing that you're doing and kind of hitting that next level. But it's like you being diligent in doing the work to create your sense of mastery or your sense of skill and feeling more confident in what it is that you're doing. Okay. Here we have, it looks like Sun in Virgo. Is this right? No. Yes. Is
Uh,
it right?
yeah,
Sun in Virgo?
Virgo's the last three. Yeah, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, so this Virgo energy is very diligent. It's very strategic, so there's a lot of focus being put into getting better, whatever that might look like. Okay, so keep at it with that sense of determination because you're bound to crash through some ceilings. All right.
And I think it should be noted that you kind of quoted two songs that were from the late 70s, early 80s. I mean, like it's a very specific time period.
Hmm.
The Wiz was, I'm pretty sure the Wiz was in the 70s, right? Late 70s?
Think so, or
Yeah.
early
And
'80s. One of
and the
those. Yeah.
Jeffersons was around that time too. So they were within
Mm-hmm.
a couple of years of each other. I know that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that time frame would mean anything or not, but just keep that in mind about that era. you know. And then
Mhm.
for me, Five of Cups. We had a lot of fives and a lot of eights tonight. So yeah, interesting. Wow. I gotta say, it's okay to stay in the emotion just a little bit longer. It's a five, and I usually want to say, get out of there, process them, let them heal, do it. But I really feel like you need to, I'm going to use the word grieve, even though it doesn't feel as heavy as the word grieve, but I feel like you need to grieve the three cups that have fallen over. Grieve those emotions, hold on to them. The bridge is way out in the distance, and the bridge is what's going to get you to the next place. But I don't think it's time to even get to the bridge yet. I think, just take some time, sit down, appreciate where you are. I keep seeing like write, like journal. So get your thoughts on paper or in your phone in a private, like, digital diary or something. But don't rush through this, whatever this quote unquote grieving or emotional moment is for you. Process it well, understand it well, acknowledge it. It's like, let it be your teacher. Let it be your teacher. So hopefully that made some sense, Marie, because that was very different than what I normally would read, like the Five of Cups for. But I went off the card and what Spirit was kind of guiding me on.
It's funny, and so the scene that I get in my head, and even those songs, ease on down the road, which is like keep going, and then we're moving on up. It's like this improvement. And even with this Five of Cups, what it's making me think of is a very specific situation of you being in a workspace and you've made friends with all your coworkers, but you've gotten a promotion, and now either you are in charge of them, and it's that period of, but I got to leave them in this space. But at the same time, I have to keep on going. It's Wiz, an HR position to give you a promotion. I love it. That's
And
awesome.
grieving a breakup and grieving a
Wow.
breakup. So it's all in there. It's
Okay.
all in there.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. And it's funny that you pulled the whiz back into this reading from the previous one. So yeah, I love it.
Oh.
I love it. So Marie, yeah, so definitely, and everybody,
Mhm.
I know you're in the moment, but you can go back and rewatch this, and we highly encourage you to go back and rewatch what we said for you and write it down, journal it, write it down. And Marie, like I said, this would be a good time to write some things down, grieve that breakup through some words, and sit with it. I think the reason Spirit was telling me to tell you to sit with this because it was very meaningful. I don't feel
Mhm.
like it was. It almost makes you feel like a very gentle going separate ways. Hopefully, it wasn't traumatic and difficult, even though
Mhm.
sometimes going your separate ways can be difficult. But it makes me almost feel like love you, mean it, have a great life.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know how to say what it makes you feel like. It just feels like, and because I don't want to say cliches of like we just outgrew each other, we grew in separate directions, because it doesn't even feel like that. But it feels like a very kind, caring relationship that is just, it's not what it used to be, kind of a thing. So, all right. Last one of the evening, Deanne, and I'm piggybacking on this one. So number 8 with Deanne.
Deanne and Mitchell.
And Marie, you are welcome. Thanks for hanging with
Yes,
us.
yes. All right. So Deanne and Mitchell. I love it. It's the Ace of Cups. So, this Ace of Cups energy is very much free flowing, especially when we come to the emotional space. All right. And so, this is allowing for creativity and intuition and self love to just run rampant. you know, this is an ace is supposed to the beginning. So there may be some new friendships that you're making, some new connections that you're making to your intuition, possibly starting a new ritual for yourself in terms of self-care or how you're planning to take better care of you and your own emotional landscape. Okay. But this is the go ahead, so if you've been on the fence about, stepping out and trying something new or meeting someone new, go ahead and give it a try. This is calling you to be vulnerable and to recognize reciprocity. Recognize the energy that you put out is what you're going to get back. And if you don't like what you're getting back, start paying attention to what you're putting out. And if that something needs to change within that, allow for that shift to happen. Okay.
And then from me, Deanne, oh yeah, 9 of Swords. Yeah, be very conscious. This is funny because this is like almost like more reading the card than knowing what the card stands for. Be
Mm-hmm.
conscious what's going through your mind, what you're thinking, what you're viewing, what you're watching before you go to bed. I
Mm.
hope, I hope you're getting good sleep, but I feel like right now sleep is disrupted. And this is from someone who, teaches about rest. Be conscious what screen time your phone you have before you go to bed. See if you can put that phone down 30 minutes to an hour before. Don't eat anything heavy those 2 to 3 hours before. Maybe something light
Mm-hmm.
snack if you have to. Conscious of what water you drink so you don't have to go to the bathroom. Be conscious of caffeine. So do all the physiological things you need to do to make sure you get a good night's sleep. Then set the intention that you will lay your head down and you will sleep well. You will release whatever is going on and pick it up in the morning if you need to. You might not even need to. But yeah, the Nine of Swords can be worry, frustration, sleepless nights, drama coming up. So be very conscious about that. And again, swords are about communication. So maybe this is, I'm preaching to myself. So maybe this is a good time to write down the dreams that you have. Write down an intention for some dreams and what you want to work on and heal in the astral realm as you sleep. So yeah, and number 9, endings, completions, the number of perfections. So yeah, so maybe start working on bringing things to a close in dream and astral travel time. So Deanne, hope that makes some sense. I know you said V was 100% for you. Woohoo!
Woo, thanks.
Oh, and it was good for me as well. All right.
Yes.
Woohoo! It is 1 minute to
Awesome.
8.
We did
Well,
it. Ha!
thank you everybody for being here with us tonight. And V, why don't you tell us
Yes.
real quick what you got going on while I post my stuff in the chat?
Yes. So I am running a group um in starting in August 1st, and it's called the Pity Party Crashers. And what this group is about is, finding where we give ourselves pity parties, so to speak, where we get stuck and how we throw these parties of one. But then being able to dissect that pity party, being able to recognize, where we're feeling like imposters, where we continue to pout about the things in our lives, but then starting to shift the energy to create the party that we want, to celebrate exactly who we are and where we are, so that we can continue to create what we want in our lives. It's going to be 5 weeks long. There's 5 calls attached to this. There's going to be a crasher community, but definitely talking about the songs that we sing to ourselves, or the songs that we play over and over, erasing those, bumping those, doing record skips of something to interrupt that thought for something completely better. Um, so yeah, that's what I have coming up. I will post the information, a link for the information in the chat. And I'm always open for readings. So there's that.
All right, and I put all my stuff in there. I also put the next. I'm doing it right now. Next live above. So the next live I put in there as well. You can go and kind of click on that and add it to your calendar. But yeah, so I put all my dream interpretation, animal communication, numerology for everyday life. Those are on-demand classes. If you're interested in those, there. And like we always say, if you want to support any content creator and people like me and B, just share, like, retweet, post, subscribe, do all the good stuff. But we are putting our little virtual tip jars in there if you're interested in dropping something in, but no pressure. And I did put in the next live. Let me do that again. So next live, because you can't tell what it is. Um, bum, bum, bum. There's the next live. So the next live, you can click on that and then add it to your calendar so you don't miss it. Because Norm, you made it tonight. So thank you, Linda. Thank you, Norm, for being here. Carol, thank you. Trisha, Deanne, thank you. Everybody. We appreciate you being here, hanging out with us. So it is 8:02. So I'm going to say that may the beautiful, powerful, wonderful, awesome sexiness in me see, recognize the beautiful, powerful, wonderful, awesome sexiness in you. Namaste.
And I say, and I'm my slay.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Night, guys.